All right, so welcome back to the third lesson. In the first lesson, we were just talking about the difference between scaling and growth. We got some definitions going. And then in the second one, we looked at the potential for scaling, right? And the time. Is it a good time to scale and all that? In this third lesson, we'll be looking at the scalability potential in the sense that how much can you scale and what does scaling look like for you, for your business? All right. Let's get started. So in this video, we will discuss how to assess your business's scalability potential by examining various aspects, such as value proposition, market conditions, and internal capabilities. All right, so what you will notice as you go through these lessons is that I will touch upon some topics, let's say in a video, and then I may unpack them, break them down, and analyze them in another video. So it might sound like, okay, I've heard this before, but just bear with me, because the way to really learn something is by constantly connecting the dots between all the different elements, right? So it's not linear, it's circular. And linear way of learning is the old way of learning, right? Linear, that means it's almost like a film where you don't actually show the full story, and you go through step by step. But that works for a story, that works for a film, or a movie, or whatever. But when it comes to learning a topic and becoming a master at that, you need to be doing a circular one. You need to be jumping back and forth and connecting the dots. Okay, so let's dive in. First, we look at value proposition. So what are we doing in this lesson? Assessing scalability potential of your business, right? So a strong value proposition is essential for a scalable business. To assess your value proposition, ask yourself these questions. Does your product or service address a significant need or a problem in the market? Yes, we've touched upon this in one of the previous videos, but this is critical. This is crucial. Therefore, we go again, we look at this value proposition. You got to sit down and you got to be thinking about your value proposition all the time. It's not that you create a value proposition or you pay someone to create a value proposition and then that's it, right? No, your value proposition is one of the things that's a living, breathing thing. It's an evolving thing, right? So you got to take care of it. You got to nurture it. You got to be adapting it constantly. Can your offering be differentiated from competitors? Now, a lot of people, they know the truth of the differentiation, and yet either because they cannot figure out something different, more different than their competitors, or they don't know. And so they stick with the basics of differentiation and they say, yeah, you know what? We have better quality than our competitors. We're cheaper than our competitors. We're faster than our competitors. Okay, it may be right at that moment, but you know what? Your quality can go down or your competitor's quality can go up. That's not in your control. Your pricing is the worst of all. You're cheaper today, tomorrow someone else will be cheaper. And then you go and reduce your prices, you're cheaper. And then they do the same. It's a race to the bottom, right? A zero-sum game. Everybody loses. Same with timing, faster. So you got to differentiate yourself, something beyond the usual, normal things. Is your value proposition easily understood and communicated? That's the important thing. Does your target audience understand your value proposition? A lot of founders I worked with, a lot of entrepreneurs that I work with, they know what their value proposition is. But then as a third party, when I come in, even though I'm a professional in this, that means my mind is finally tuned in to looking for value propositions everywhere. I look at their pitch deck or I look at their business and I say, what is your value proposition? Because it's not clear. It's not being communicated. A clear and compelling value proposition increases the likelihood of scaling success. If you don't have this to start with, then your scaling efforts will, yes, you will have growth. But then we discussed already, growth doesn't necessarily mean, you're scaling and, that it's successful, right? Next, let's look at market conditions. Analyzing market conditions is crucial for determining your business's scalability potential. Factors to consider: market size. Is there a large enough market to support your expansion? If you are playing in a very small market, then expansion may not be a good idea. You want to grow, of course you want to go. You want to increase your revenue. You want to get more customers and so on and so forth. But you got to figure out, maybe if this market doesn't support, then you got to come up with strategies that touch adjacent markets, other streams of revenue, or innovative way of getting more money from the same market, so on and so forth. Market growth. Is the market growing, providing opportunities for increased demand? Because look, markets go through different life cycle stages, right? You got the starting where there's not much adoption of that idea, and it's a free for all. It's an open land. Then there's maturity, where there's a lot of adoption, and it's mature now. It's not nothing new. Everybody knows about the solution, about the products, and all. And then there's a declining market where there's a new technology that's coming up. People are moving off, or maybe regulation, whatever it is. It's a dying market. So you gotta look at your market and say, is it growing? Is it in a growth stage? Market trend. Are there emerging trends that your business can capitalize on? Very important. Looking at market trends. Positive market conditions increase the chances of successful scaling. Okay, so this is external. Let's look at internal capabilities, right? Assessing your internal capabilities is crucial to ensure your business is prepared for scaling. What do you look at? Technology. Can your technology infrastructure support increased demand and growth? That's why we're building Panaton. The Panaton platform is built from the ground up with innovative ideas to help entrepreneurs, founders like you, scale your business. And we do that through different kinds of technological components. Processes. Are your processes streamlined and efficient, allowing for scalability? Yes, I keep on harping about processes, but processes are so critical. They're the difference between success and failure. Sometimes even with a mediocre product, a mediocre service, or a mediocre team, you can get ahead if you have the right processes in place. Trust me, a lot of brands out there are doing just that. I'm not advocating it. I'm just saying that's the power of processes. Team, of course. Need I say more about a team that is adapt? And I'm not talking just about business success. Here, this course is about scaling. So keep that in mind. I know it's very easy for the brain to start switching to just about business success, all that. But keep scaling as top of mind while you're listening to me, okay? Strong internal capabilities lay the foundation for a successful scaling process. But what else do you need for scaling? Financial resources, of course. So having sufficient financial resources is vital for scaling, right? Consider this. You need a current cash flow. What is it? Is your cash flow stable and predictable, supporting growth? Because look, you need cash flow coming in so that you can then take a portion of that to invest in scaling, or to keep the boat afloat while you're experimenting with scaling. Then you can take a little bit of risk there, right? Or maybe you're getting external funding, but you owe that money, right? Debt is the same thing. So your cash flow is the heartbeat of your business, and you need to have a firm grasp of it. Access to funding. Can you get additional funding? I don't usually advocate this unless you're a really well-established business in a growing market with a unique value proposition, and you're solving a real problem that your target audience that you have identified are willing to pay a lot of money for. Unless you have all these components in place, I would not recommend seeking funding or raising debt just to scale. No. That's, if you don't have all these lined up, you're gonna crash and burn. Financial management. Are your financial systems robust and capable of handling growth? Again, for example, Panaton. We built in financial systems that are very simple, not rocket science, nothing groundbreaking, but they're integrated into the platform. They're seamless, they're simple. You got the invoicing system, you got a wallet that is connected to, in phase 2, to blockchain. And we have connections to your bank accounts, everything in one place, safe and secure to help you scale. So that's very important. Financial preparedness will help you ensure a smooth scaling process. Okay, so scalability assessment. To assess the potential, you got to compile information gathered from all those to evaluate the following. Strengths. Identify areas where your business excels and can capitalize on during the scaling process. Weaknesses. Recognize areas that require improvement before embarking on scaling. Opportunities. Determine market trends and conditions that your business can leverage. So you need to have a thorough analysis. And by the way, the SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, we will go into that in another video in detail. And here, it's just, you need to touch upon it. Don't spend too much time on it, but just to assess your scalability potential, right? So let's quickly look at the factors checklist. You're looking at a business such as macro demand, operational efficiency, and financial stability. Why? Because this framework is to help you systematically evaluate your business scalability potential by assessing various factors. Okay? Now, what are these? This is just a recap of what we spoke. Market demand, operational efficiency, financial stability, team capabilities, product service differentiation, infrastructure, and technology, right? So you can use all these to evaluate your scalability potential. Choose a factor and rate your business 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest. And then you can develop strategies to address gaps and enhance your scalability potential. So that is the kind of worksheet that I've included with this video. You can download the PDF, the Word document, and then you can fill it out, go through it. Again, it's an internal document. It's not for the public. It's for you and you alone. And you got to be brutally honest here. You got to rate yourself honestly, because if your brain is telling you, yeah, we need to scale, and then you try and score so that you make the facts fit the kind of desire, it's going to be a disaster. Okay, so in this video, we covered assessing your business scalability potential by examining value proposition, market conditions, internal capabilities, and financial resources. In the next chapter, we will explore strategies for developing a comprehensive scaling plan. All right, so if you have any questions on this, leave a comment below and I will try and answer them. If not, I'll see you in the next video.